get together here and call to order the Planning Committee meeting of Tuesday, January 23rd. It's 4 o'clock. Councillor Wolf is online. So we have a quorum. We're ready to go. Motion on the minutes. Moved, seconded. All those in favor, contrary, carried. If you have to add anything, we can add it under manager's report. As you well know, we have to a motion that we had sent back and a development we sent back to staff. So we have a motion in front of us. I had a motion to withdraw the following motion considered by the Planning Committee on January 9th, that the zoning bylaw 10526 for 7560 Ash Street from single detached RS1F zone to single detached RS2E and single detached South McClellan Center ZS14 to facilitate a two-lot subdivision be introduced and given first reading, and that the zoning bylaw 10491 be abandoned. Do I have a motion on that? Moved, seconded. Any discussion on that? All those in favor? Contrary, carried. Done. Our next committee meeting will be February the 6th at 4 o'clock in these very chambers. And the first item on the agenda is an application by Sean Liu for rezoning at 660 Francis Road from a single detached RS1E zone to an arterial road 2-unit developing RDA zoned. And the recommendation that it be given, introduced, and be given first, second, and third reading. And we got Laurel Eaton, and you're on the floor.
Thank you, Chair. I have nothing to add to my report, but I just have a few points that I'd like to highlight. The application proposes to rezone the property from the single detached RS1E zone to the arterial road 2 dwellings RDA zone in order to construct 1 2-unit dwelling or 1 duplex. The applicant is required to dedicate 0.6 meters of the property along Francis as a road in order to accommodate the required frontage improvements. City staff has worked with the applicant towards a building footprint that maximizes on-site tree retention. The design of the proposed duplex and the associated landscaping will be further reviewed at the development permit stage. Lastly, as the proposed rezoning is a residential project that is consistent with the OCP in accordance with Bill 44, the city may not hold a public hearing. Thank you. I welcome your questions.
Do we have any questions? All right, seeing none, I'll move it, seconded. All those in favor? Contrary, carried. Thank you very much. All right, the next one is an application Manswell Enterprises for rezoning at 9371 and 91 Francis Road from a single detached RS1C, a zone to low density townhomes, RTL4 zone. And the recommendation is it be introduced and given first, second, and third reading. And Edwin and Suzanne again. Yes, sir. All right, Edwin, you're on. Add a little bit to this.
And provide some highlights of the proposal. The purpose of this rezoning application is to allow 9
Hold the mic closer to you, like this, so you got to speak into it.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry. Okay, so the purpose of this rezoning application is to allow 9 townhouse units to be developed. The applicants are proposing to include 1 convertible unit and 1 secondary suite. Vehicle access will be from a new driveway on Francis Road, an SRW over the entire driveway, and internal drive aisle will be registered on title to provide access to future development of the adjacent properties to the east. In terms of tree preservation, the applicant has committed to retain 2 trees on site and 1 tree within the city boulevard. The applicant is seeking a road setback variance to provide a larger buffer at the rear yard setback to accommodate tree retentions. This type of variances are supported by the arterial road policy, and the variance will be reviewed at the development permit stage. The project is expected to achieve step 3 of the Energy Step Code with the use of a low carbon energy system. And lastly, the proposed rezoning is a residential project that is consistent with the OCP. In accordance with Bill 44, the city may not hold a public hearing. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
In favor? Contrary? Carried. Thanks very much. Okay. The next item is Richmond Interculture Advisory Committee Annual Report and Work Program. And Dorothy, there are questions coming.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anything to add?
I have nothing to add to the report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions on that? I liaise to this committee. It's a good committee working hard. They've been one of the best chairs and best committees that I've had a chance to work on, and the best staff too, but, okay. Anything, okay, Andy?
Yeah, thanks, through the chair. Sorry, I was just catching up here.
No, it's good. Please ask questions.
Just with the advisory committee, I think the symposium, diversity symposium. Sorry, microphone. Sorry about that,
There
Chair.
you go.
I know it's been virtual and then a combination of virtual, I think last year and in person. I just wondered, would you ever go back to a fully in-person one, or do you think there's a benefit to always being integrated, because when it's partly virtual, you get more widespread audience, a larger audience? But the in-person ones in here sometimes were great too. So what's the plan?
Through the chair to Councillor Hobbs, this year staff will be working with the Richmond Intercultural Advisory Committee to discuss the different formats for the Diversity Symposium. You're correct, there has been some feedback we've received that an in-person symposium would be also favorable. At the same time, we do receive feedback that online webinars are really convenient for people to attend. So we're looking into that, and we'll update council.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get back to in person, but, all right, is there any? Like, seconded, all those in favor, contrary carried with thanks. Okay, and the next item is the Richmond Community Service Advisory Committee Annual Report and Work Program on page 94 of our books, and Dorothy's on for that one too.
Thank you, Mr.
Nothing to
Chair.
add?
Nothing to add.
Yeah. Yeah, this particular group is sort of undergoing a little bit of change. Some long-term chairs have stepped down and actually retired from their job, and we have a new chairman, and they're trying to get together and get things going. And it's important, from my point of view, that any social services group strongly support this, because this is what the group we use to give us advice on the social services area in our community. So I think it'll come together and go well. Anything from anybody? All right, moved, seconded. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. All right, and the last item on the agenda is 104, the Seniors Advisory Committee Annual Report Program. And Claire, anything to add to your report?
Nothing to add. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Carol, I think you're the lead to this. Okay, any questions? Go ahead, Carol. Yep, it's
There
coming.
we go.
Okay.
Hi. Thank you very much for the report. I'm amazed at the work that happens over at the Seniors Advisory Committee. I know they were interested in having some more speakers come in to speak on various issues. Have you made any progress on that?
Through the chair to Councillor Day, yes, I've been in conversation with staff in various departments about presenting to the Seniors Advisory Committee about the topics that they're interested in on this year, including housing and food security, as we discussed in January.
That's great. If they're such an active group, then they really enjoy hearing from various departments. Thank you so much.
Okay, anybody else? All right, we move that we approve it. Seconded. All those in favor, contrary carried. Done. Thank you very much. And managers. Mr. Cooper.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Good to see you here.
Thank you so much. Just a very brief update on the supportive housing project at 4831 Stevenson Highway. We received the building permit application on January the 5th. We're committed to issue a building permit by February 1. We are happy to report that we are on on track. So we
Excellent.
expect to have revised drawings tomorrow, and we do expect to issue a permit come February 1 to facilitate their schedule.
Okay, any questions? Carol? Yep,
Thank you very much. So I'm assuming this is going to be fast-tracked, this project, given the funding and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, this is a world record. I mean, we've done this in under 1 month. Or
Wow.
will do, yeah.
That's great. Whenever we get to affordable housing or rental housing, that's got to be the plan, right?
Well, and also we're flying people to Edmonton to concurrently inspect the modular units before they're shipped out, so yes.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Good. Anybody else? Okay, any other report? Thank you, James. Anything else? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you know, a press conference was held yesterday by MP Parham Bains and MP Wilson Yao announcing that the City of Richmond will receive $36 million from the federal government's Housing Accelerator Fund to help expedite new housing starts. The funding will help the city implement 8 specific initiatives to fast-track the creation of new housing units, which will span the range of affordable housing, from market rentals to non-market and low-end market rentals, and to those needing supportive housing as well. Some of the action items include an enhanced fast-track program for rental and affordable housing by hiring dedicated staff to process those applications, establishing a housing priorities grant program, creating new positions to manage an affordable housing nonprofit partnership program, and optimizing the permitting processes with the use of technology and software. It's expected that an additional 1,000 new homes will be processed above and beyond what we already process, which is about 2,000 homes per year. So we look forward to taking on the hard work now that the grant has been announced.
Okay, Carol, question?
Thank you very much. Yeah, we were really pleased when the MPs came and gave us that money. So it's 3-year funding, and we're going to obviously be spending most of that on employees. Will we be keeping them after the 3-year funding is over?
Through the Chair to Councillor Day, yes, that would be the intention, to keep those new employees, especially if they're successful in what they're doing, and we would absolutely want to keep them on.
Okay, so while this isn't actually paying for units, the idea is to create the infrastructure to create a much faster process, right?
Through the Chair to Councillor Day, that is correct. It is meant to sort of facilitate new housing units, not necessarily bricks and mortar, but basically removing, as they say, systemic barriers from creating new housing. So if there's ways to bring in more staff to process just affordable housing projects only, and also to facilitate a grant program, anything to grease the wheels to get more housing units and more affordable housing units is what the grant is all about.
And will it also fast-track developments that are not 100% affordable, but have a good significant amount of, say, LEMUR or affordable housing?
Through the Chair to Councillor Day, yes. Those projects that have sort of mixed tenure or have perhaps strata and LEMUR units, we would look at processing those as quickly as possible as well.
All right, so the moral of the story is bring us developments that have lots of affordable housing and LEMUR, and we'll fast-track you.
Correct.
Thanks.
Okay, Alexa? You want to-
Through the chair, thank you for this information. It was, I think we all enjoyed being part of that and hearing what's coming down and our ability to increase the speed at which we do permitting. And I'm glad to hear that we're getting people that will focus solely on the rental and affordable housing. And so that way, regular developments will still be able to keep going at the pace they used to go at and stop being sort of pushed back for other projects, right? So that should speed everybody up in this way.
Through the Chair to Councillor Liu, that's correct. I mean, currently we do have an expedited process, but it's basically putting those affordable housing projects above the regular projects. This will give us a chance to have staff that are only focusing on those affordable housing projects, and then other staff can then continue processing the other applications that are in stream.
Okay, so it sounds like it's good for everybody. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, thanks very much. Is there anybody else from managers? Move adjournment.